Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. Before I get into today's episode, just want to thank everybody for supporting the channel. I'm getting really close to 2,000 subscribers, so if you guys do enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. So the Miami Heat would reportedly want Jonathan Kuminga in a potential trade that sends Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors. This is from Brett Siegel, NBA. So we all know that the Golden State Warriors are a team on Jimmy Butler's list of destinations that he preferred to go to. This was when Shams was reporting this weeks ago, and Bernie Lee and others were denying these reports, basically saying Shams is lying, which is completely not true. Now, Jimmy Butler basically said, I'll play anywhere besides the Miami Heat. So maybe this list is not relevant, but still, the Warriors and the Heat have had discussions with one another regarding Jimmy Butler this season. Obviously, I think they maybe had a conversation during the offseason as well, but league sources have confirmed this. They have talked and had conversations, and there is mutual interest again between Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors that does exist. Miami has made it clear that Jonathan Kuminga is a player they would want to be included in a framework of a potential deal for their superstar. While there are conflicting options around the league as to what Kuminga's long-term future looks like, the Warriors have not been eager to include him in trade discussions to this point. That is interesting because right now Kuminga is on a rookie scale contract. I believe he's on a friendly contract still. Let me look up his salary. So yes, he's making $7 million this season, 7.6. He wants a max extension where he's going to be getting, that first max opportunity after his rookie scale contract. So like Tyler Hero got 30 million per year or whatever it is, 28, 29, then 30, 32, 33. So he's looking for that max contract. The Golden State Warriors basically don't want to give that to him. Like it seems that way. That's like what reports have been saying, that, they're not necessarily sure if they want to give him that type of contract right now. And even though they say they want to keep him, if they keep him, they have to give him that contract. Like, I don't know what he's going to be willing to take. And so for the Miami Heat too, if you do trade Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors and you want it to be centered around Jonathan Kuminga, then you have to extend Kuminga yourself or give him that max contract. Otherwise, it's just a rental. Like if you trade him now, you get him for half the season, which is great. And maybe he can audition. You could see how he fits within the system, see if he can help keep this Miami Heat team stay afloat, because losing Jimmy Butler, this team is not going to be good. They're not going to be as good. They're already struggling in an average team right now in the East. And, I could see them still being a play-in team, but he has to make an impact and a splash and has to fit within this Miami Heat culture if the Miami Heat are going to be willing to give him such a deal. But this report says that, the Miami Heat, if they do trade him, will want him. And other players that have been speculated to be a part of this deal would be Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins would have to be a part of that deal to make the money work. He makes $27 million this season, then 28 and 30 the following few years. He's 29, so he's still young. Kuminga's only 22, so he would be the prize. So you're still not making enough right there. That's 33, 34. Jimmy's making like 49. So you would have to throw in a Gary Payton Jr. You would have to throw in a Kevon Looney, or even a Dennis Schroeder, perhaps, like to make the money work. So it's going to be a package maybe centered around Kuminga, Wiggins, let's say Looney or Payton, whoever it is, and you have to throw in at least 1 to 2 draft picks. So what is their willingness in terms of draft capital that they want to give up to get Jimmy Butler next to Steph Curry, next to Draymond Green, to create a new big three, if you want to call it that, in Golden State? So I think it makes sense to trade him to the Warriors. I think it's probably one of the best places you can trade him to, and probably one of the best packages you can get potentially in terms of the player that you can receive. Kuminga, 22 years old, averaging 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal. Not shooting great from 3, but 33% from 3, shooting 45% from the field. He's still kind of raw. He's a very athletic, high flyer. Something the Miami Heat needs is someone who is athletic. He's 6'8", so he would give the Miami Heat some size in return. Andrew Wiggins, he's also like a 6'7", similar type of player, not as athletic as Kuminga, but he's a solid player, played really well. He's a one-time All-Star, former number 1 pick, obviously back with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He averaged 16 points this season, 2.4 assists, 4.4 rebounds, almost a steal and a block. Solid defender. He's averaging 40% from 3, which is really good for him right now. I think that is a career best by far. He's never shot 40% on 5 attempts, which is not too shabby right there. So, yeah, any trade package would be centered, I'm assuming, around Wiggins 100% for the salary, and then Kuminga would be the starter for the Miami Heat. So, Miami, are you willing to do this? Do you think this is going to happen? And would you be okay with Jimmy going to the Warriors? Do you think that's like the best chance for him to win a championship? Because even though Jimmy's pissed off and I'm pissed off about this whole scenario, like I understand where Jimmy's coming from. Like what he's doing now doesn't take away from his Miami Heat legacy. So I want him to have the best shot to win. And is that with the Warriors? Would it be with the Rockets? Would it be with Dallas or whoever it may be? Who knows? Other teams can come from the woodwork. But either way, Jonathan Kuminga is the centerpiece apparently that the Miami Heat want if he does get traded to the Warriors.